up, I wanted to take a moment to thank everyone responsible for the play, specifically Rachel Yoder, Josh Wade, Justin Coleman, Rob Eagleson, and Sarah Bauer all went way out of their way to help make this thing possible. So let's get a round of applause. Next up, I would like to thank all of you guys for coming out. I know this is a very busy time, especially for students, so it means a lot to us that you're willing to take time out of your busy schedules to come and support your arts. So let's get another round of applause. As stated, this is largely a student-written play. There's 9 skits. I wrote 2 of them myself. A friend of mine, Lauren Thatcher, wrote 4 more of them. 2 more are written by the Internet Comedy Sketch Group from Crowd.com, and another one is professionally written by Karen Finley. So, and I know, I'm sorry, getting a little choked up. And we started making the idea for this 2 months ago to have a student-written play. And in that time frame of just 60 days, we were able to write, edit, cast, practice, and perform for you tonight. And in that short amount of time spent, I think we came up with something that's fantastic. And I really hope that this brings about kind of an emergence for future student-written works. I know next semester we are planning on having a full-length student-written work by James Shamp, Lauren Thatcher, and myself again. And we encourage anyone that has scripts or would like to write scripts to submit them to the Fine Arts Club, and we'll do our best to get them published in a form. We really want to breathe new life into the Fine Arts Department at Ashford University to make it really known for its student body creativity. Next, I know a lot of people don't really know what to expect from this play, so I'll just give you a little backstory on it. We originally came up with the idea to just do a series of relationships, and we had kind of short notice to write stuff, so we told people to do it. And the only people that jumped at the opportunity were me and Lauren. And when you get people like me and Lauren to write plays about relationships, you tend not to get the typical boy meets girl relationships. It's somewhat kind of weird, and that's what happened. But we read the scripts, and we all really liked them. They're all smart, funny plays, but they didn't really have much to do with that. And then I came to the realization that life really isn't just about those stereotypical relationships that we see over and over again on TV. The banalities of life really boil down to more of a tapestry of our experiences from the juxtaposition of opposites. The good and the evil, the hopeless and the despondent, the poor, the rich, the bizarre, young and the old. And all of these things together, based on where your position is with these tensions, that's how you perceive life. So life is this totally objective idea. And that's what our play kind of represents. It's life in its most abstract form. And by doing this, we really kind of came up with something that's very sincere and truthful, as opposed to what's stereotypically seen. We kind of created life in its most blood real fashion, if I may. So, without further ado, I give you life. It's all relative.
Personality traits in the song, and I thought, hey, maybe you and I can do that one thing where we mash our stuff together, then fall asleep afterwards.
Yeah.
Whoa, I see you have one of them tiny people. That's neat.
No, not neat. Don't you know how hard it is to forage this time of year? Everything red kills you, and I have to split all my meals with this weird, ugly belly note thing. I'm going to die.
Oh, sounds pretty rough when you put it that put that gnome in your belly? Gnomes?
I don't know. There was this weird fish thing that was sitting out in the sun for a while.
Oh, yes, it's probably that. Well, listen, I feel for you and all, but what say you put down the tiny person and we get to solve the puzzle that is our lower parts? Oh, I don't really think that's in my jurisdiction. You see, I tried to get myself mixed up with tiny people and all, but... Oh, you're just, I was in the area...
So wait, stick around for a while.
Oh, hello there. Why, it's been 9 full moons since I've seen you last. Well, anyway, I'm here, so why don't we do that one thing where we put our parts inside each other again until my body spits poison? Oh, your gnome split.
Oh, something split, all right. And it's your fault. 9 full moons ago, we did the pelvis play about the cave worm, and then suddenly, the new belly gnome showed up just like last time.
Don't be crazy, baby. You know as well as I do, the sun sometimes puts evil spirits in the day-old fish. Let's be rational.
Exactly. 9 full moons ago, we did the pelvis play about the cave worm, and then, just like last night, a new tiny person showed up.
No, we did not do the pelvis play that time. We did the little lower dance thing that gets better then, you know.
They're all the same thing. They are all the same thing. Puzzle time, bashful eel and hiding, putting a dewy wreath around the yew tree. It's all the same thing.
No, maybe to you.
When we have sexual relations, 9 full moons pass, and then suddenly a new tiny person shows up, and that's just what happens.
No, no, it can't be.
These are your children. These belly gnomes, they are your children. And you are never, ever going to do any of those things with me again. And now you're going to go up and forge for me and these belly gnomes for forever. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Good.
All right, then. I'm going. The sun is not going to be very happy when he hears about this. Oh, baby, it's the blue ones that are poisonous, right?
No, you idiot.
Why do you always have to do that to me?
Because you're a big dumb dummy. Now go get me some mirrors.
Okay. I love you.
Yes, Laura. Yeah, we're just finishing things up. You know, sometimes you gotta work. That's what America's about. Yep. All right. I love you too.
George, I need to redesign the world.
Martha, can we keep your work out of our love life? I want to get a little drunk, maybe, you know, mess around a little.
George, I can go big with this. With your help, we can redesign America with a Middle East craze. After Pearl Hawaii overtook home decorating in the 50s, everyone was wearing moo-moos and throwing tiki parties. With Kmart, everyone will be living in a tent, building their own mosque with the help of Home Depot.
Martha, I know we're both involved in domestic issues, but Kmart is not Iraq.
Kmart is not Iraq. That doesn't mean Iraq can be Kmart.
I hate to disappoint you, but Cheney isn't making money in shower curtains.
You need to rethink Bed, Bath, and Beyond, George. Everyone has a kitchen. I want to redo Iraq's lifestyle. This is more than religion. Once I introduce culture to shabby chic extra virgin olive oil, they'll be paying lifetime dues to be in the Marcus Club. We're talking utensils here, George. Utensils. Everyone has a utensil. Garden.
Not an herb garden. Too piecey. Mom to buy things, not grow them. Cheney thinks it's all in fast food.
Cheney, you're listening to that bald-headed, uncouth fart machine out of sense of style for America. George, you're gonna need me
That's why I found the Lord. Alcohol. Drank myself to oblivion till I found Jesus.
George, we don't want them shitting red, white, and blue. Just run their ass on the good old American greenback.
Right. You have McDonald's, Disney, throwing a theme park and call it Mickey Muhammad. Make a cartoon on Passion Muhammad. Make Muhammad a mouse. The Muslims need a mouse. Make it a Muslim mouse. Then we get kids' toys, meal franchise, and everyone is happy. One more thing.
Make it a good thing.
I don't know, Martha. Might not look good.
Might not look good. George, this is new. Since when do you care about appearances?
I want to save the theme park when I leave the White House.
Oh, don't start with priorities, George. You can never be as spontaneous. Oh, go have Laura read you a book and turn on the nightlight.
I can never process anything with you.
Okay, I'm listening.
I plan.
Ooh, George has a plan.
I plan a theme park based on all the presidents.
All the presidents, George. Really, that's quite an undertaking. Oh,
I plan a theme park based on all the presidents.
yes, dear, you said that. All the presidents. No need to repeat yourself.
I plan a theme park based on each and every president. And considering,
Ooh, considering that sounds very liberal. It sounds very NPR.
considering
Ooh,
that
are you gonna consider everything, George? Are you considerate? Face it, George, you've never considered anything except the easy way out of everything.
considering there's always a new president.
Oh, is that how it goes, George? I thought we were under a dictatorship. We're under a monarchy under King George. Thanks for telling the subjects.
And since there's always a new president, my theme park will continue to grow and grow. I can make appearances, and my library will be there too.
Well, since you don't read, there will have to be plenty of open space for frisbees.
You know, I had enough of this talking. Let's just get down to business.
And just where do you think you're going, Misty?
I'm going out, Grandma.
And where, pray tell, is out?
Jackie and I are going downtown to Springs.
And what lucky young gentleman has the privilege of escorting you ladies out tonight?
Go on, Grandma.
No! Now don't tell me you're going out by yourselves. At this hour of the night,
We find Grandma.
frack, with all the hoodlums and gangsters walking the street. It's not safe for girls like you.
We can take care of ourselves. We're taking Jackie's car. We've all got pepper spray. Don't worry.
Don't worry. All I can do is worry. I'm just a little old lady sitting here all alone, while her only granddaughter's out taking all sorts of chances in the night.
Come in. Ready to go, Caitlin? I'll be ready in a minute. Be right back.
Oh, well, isn't this a pleasant surprise? Miss Jacqueline, I haven't seen you in a cruise age.
Hi, Mrs. Lundergaard. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Arthritis has been acting up lately, but I can't complain too much beyond that. So, Caitlin tells me you two are going out by yourselves tonight.
Not exactly. We're meeting a couple guys at the bar.
Well, Caitlin didn't mention that. Well, this lovely young lady tells me you're meeting some fellas at the bar. Now be careful. Don't take any drinks unless you see your port first.
Grandma, these boys are gonna roofie us.
Roofie. I'm talking about drugs. Meats. The kind that'll knock you out so men can have their way with you and leave you with no about it on the TV.
Watch too much television.
Well, what else is there for me to do? Your Grandpa Lindergaard's 10 years in the ground. God rest his soul. You know, my other friends have either passed away or moved down to Florida or Arizona. They wouldn't even let me have a kitty in this gosh darn place. So all I can do is just sit here and watch my TV.
Why don't we go down to the senior center? They have crochet classes and bingo every Tuesday. I can take them if you want.
The ladies at the senior center are right up full gossips. Look like pins about how bad the weather is. And the Sims. I hate bingo.
I hate to interrupt, but Jamal said they'd be there at 8, and it's 7:45 now.
Oh,
Yeah.
what sort of a name is Jamal? You aren't going out with a pack of colored boys, are you?
Really, you should be ashamed of yourself.
No. No. I don't want you going out cavorting with those sort of boys. You know how loose their morals are.
I got my Jamal and I'm on board, and I'll have you know he's a perfect gentleman. He and his friends are lead of their group at school, and they get straight A's too.
And I don't care how civilized you think he is. Underneath that skin is just a sex-crazed imp. I'm just telling it like it is, sweetheart. The world is a dangerous place, especially for young girls like you.
With all due respect, Mrs. Lindegaard, we're both 22 years old. We're capable of making our own decisions.
So keep your opinions to yourself, you racist little bad.
Well, in my day, we respected our elders.
In your day, women were expected to shut up and stay in the kitchen.
Well, we liked it there just fine. And then a few uppity little college girls like you got too big for their pantyhose. It started all that women's liberation nonsense. And look where it is. Now you're running around, you're fornicating, you're getting pregnant, you're catching diseases. And you're dressing like prostitutes. Look at that neckline. I'd get a whipping if I tried to leave the house dressed like that. What's happened to morality? Nobody stays married anymore, and if they do, they just get divorced a few years later. Tell me, who's looking after the children?
I can barely see what any of this has to do with our choice of men.
Well, tell you. It all started with that king fella. Yeah. Then everyone else decided they weren't satisfied with their lot and completely undermined our whole society. And now, these devils want more rights? Well, if you ask me, what these people need is a built across the back and a Bible to read.
I've heard enough. I'll be in the car.
Why? She is a nice girl.
I hope you're satisfied. I'll be lucky if she ever steps foot in this house again. I don't even know what to think about it.
Caitlin. Wait. I barely even recognize the world we live in anymore. Everything's just been turned upside down. I just don't want you getting caught up in the sin of the world. Or getting your heart broken or worse.
Grandma, Jamal is a good man. Treats you right.
I just want you to him. You know that, right, honey?
Yes, Grandma, I do. gotta be more tolerant.
Tolerant. Oh, honey, I'm too old for that. Let you go out and have fun, but be safe.
Okay, Grandma. I will.
I'll show you talent.
Straight out of Cali. Hey, so, I know you're good at writing papers and stuff.
No.
You see, I got this hot-ass date tonight, and a paper due at midnight. Well, can you write it for me? I mean, you're not doing anything else.
Well,
Awesome! I need you to spell a few words wrong.
fine.
And then put commas in the wrong places.
Sure, whatever.
You see, Mr. Spencer's been on my ass about having people write my papers for me. So I don't want him to think that I had you write it for me.
What a jerk.
I know, right? So, can you do it? I need to know.
I guess.
Awesome. Thanks, bro. Save my life.
Whatever. Alright. Let's do this thing. Alright. Alright. Well, I'll just sit here. The juice will flow.
Hello,
Hi.
Hello.
Who are you guys?
we're your imagination. We heard you need help writing a love story. Sorry, Elaine.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here we are. What should we do?
I don't know. That's why I asked for your help.
Start simple.
Okay, once upon a time there was a man and a woman that loved each other very much.
I love you very much.
I love you very much as well.
Characterization.
Good idea. The man was a king and the woman was a slave.
That's nice, but let's maybe try something without the awful sexist overtones.
Okay. The woman was a professional archer person. People love archer people these days.
That means enough.
How about families have a long-standing feud?
My family hates it very much.
What a coincidence! My family needs you!
We have so much in common. I love you very much.
And I...
This seems somewhat unoriginal for some reason.
What if something happened to one of the characters to test their love?
Yeah, when the king becomes super handsome, the archer lady would have to fight off all the wenches trying to get at him.
That'll happen.
One day, the king transferred into a hideous beetle. The archer lady no longer loves him because of his horrible beetle face. He then has to get the archer lady to love him again.
Beetle, I love you very much.
You are a beetle, and I cannot love you with your horrible beetle face. Very much.
The beetle king tried to give the archer lady chocolate, but that doesn't work.
Here's some chocolate.
My love for you continues to persist.
He even tried to give her flowers, but that didn't work either.
Here's some flowers.
I would like to just be friends, beetle face.
He even tried to write her poetry.
You are the sweetest. Sweeter than sugar water. Sugar water.
But still she rejected him.
You should stop writing poetry.
Then the beetle king started jumping up and down.
Is there a point in this?
No,
I'm just bored, right?
I like it.
The Beetle King accepted that he never loved the Archer Lady again. In the four corners of the city. One day, the Archer Lady became possessed by an evil ghost.
Oh no! I am being possessed by an evil ghost!
While possessed, she was forced to feed on human brains just to
Brian!
Oops.
Brain!
She ate all the people.
All those people tasted good!
Then the ghost left her body. She no longer craved brains.
Hooray! The ghost left me!
The Archer Lady was happy until she realized she was lonely, since all the people were dead on her account, the bee in them all. While the now-possessed Archer Lady was crying, the Beetle King passed by.
I'm sorry to bother you with your horrible beetle face. I'll just go.
No! Stay. Please?
You sure?
Yeah. I'm lonely because I ate all my friends. Just say.
The two sat and talked from morning to night. By the time the sun rose again, the two were in love with each other more than ever.
Oh, look at the big softy with all the emotions and stuff.
Right, it does suck. Maybe a twisted ending could help. How about
I love you.
I love you too. I knew that ghost spell would work.
What?
Oh, nothing to worry your pretty little head about.
the two walked off to the horizon, hand in hand.
Wait, so do I stay a beetle forever?
Did I just fall in love with someone that tricked me into killing every person on the
Beetle face, you tricked a woman into killing every person on the planet. You deserve your horrible beetle face. Archer Lady, yes, you did.
That's ridiculous!
You don't love each other because you're ugly. You're both terrible people and deserve each other. This is 2012. Everybody likes dark face.
Not when the heroine kills everyone because her boyfriend tricked her to.
Think of it as a Rudy Roo of Snow White or some crap like that.
This is not that like Snow White.
Well, what do you prefer?
How about for starters, I became a king again.
No, your character's more likable as a beetle.
Well, how about my kiss, you cut off the last two sentences, and my kiss turns him back into a king. Because love conquers all, I guess. See? Isn't that nice?
Alright, have it your way. But as soon as he turns into a king, Archer Lady's brain hunger returns, tore her lover into pieces, forcing her to spend the rest of her life alone.
How did you manage to make the stories even more dark?
I've got it. How about I?
No, we're keeping the original story, and that's that.
But there's so many unanswered questions.
Do I find out about his plot to kill the world?
Do I stay a beetle forever?
How do we keep a relationship with him as a beetle?
When can I turn back into a king?
What happened to the ghost?
Yeah, where did that come from?
Shut up, shut up, shut up! We'll just call it Cerulean. Then everything has to make sense, and people will pretend to like it.
No. Write something better or answer these questions.
Fine, here's the sequel. Beetle Baby and Archer Lady get married, and have a hideous Beetle Baby that vows to fix his deformity. He fights his way using Kung Fu and diabolical beetle trickery. He finds out the ghost who is responsible for everything, and hides on Ghost Island. The two engage in fisticuffs. Beetle Baby nearly wins. He's the heart of the ghost, so all the other ghosts die. Everything goes back to normal. You're no longer a beetle, and civilization is alive. Happily ever after.
That was awesome!
That was terrible. How did you manage to add like 50 new questions? I can't leave you to your teacher.
You're right, this is just childish.
What? No, this ain't for me. This is for my stupid roommate, Doug.
Oh, that guy's perfect.
Wait, one more revision.
Shut up! I just thought of the best thing ever. Get out of here. I don't need your help anymore.
Hey, how'd that paper writing go?
Yeah, it's actually kind of fun.
Oh yeah,
How was your date?
it was awful. We go ice skating. She falls and hurts herself and expects me to take her to the hospital. Women, am I right?
Yeah, that sounds nice. I'm gonna go. Let me know what Mr. Spencer.
Yeah, whatever. One day, a man and a woman fall in love. The woman says to the man, "Write your own damn papers next time, Doug." Shit.
our forefathers.
But father, I am only 8 years old. Why must I work the land?
Sit down, my boy, and sit down well. My child, you remember when your brother Henry became a man?
Yes, father. You would not let him play with me and the other children.
That is correct. And do you know why this is?
My father, please tell me.
All in good time, my boy. You see, life is not meant to frolic in the meadows. Life is for toil, to keep oneself nobly occupied in service, in order to please the gods. We must raise our crops from the land in order to feed the people.
But our crops do not grow, father. All we have is poor alfalfa and rocks.
That, my boy, is why we must work in the fields, so that we may one day have a bounteous harvest. Now, get to plowing, boy!
But father, I'm too small to reach the plow.
Nonsense, boy. Get one of your siblings out.
But father, the fields are full of large stones and rocks. Even 3 of us pushing together cannot move some of them. Why can't we do something easier?
My boy, life is not easy. Life. Now is the time for you to learn this lesson. You have so far led a sheltered life of ease, only being forced to work at the hardest time, and being allowed to amuse yourself by frolicking in the meadow or playing games of sticks and rocks with your siblings. No more! You are a man, William, and to be a man you must work!
But father, I so love to make daisy chains and sing gay songs with the other children. Why can't we all just enjoy ourselves in the meadow and leave the fields for another day?
My boy, if we were to spend all of our time frolicking in the meadow, who would bring in the harvest? There would be no one to work the land.
Well, why must we work the land, father? Why can't we buy our food from the market and the people from the village?
William! Surely you have seen the kind of people who live in the village. They are weak and foolish. They cannot take care of themselves, nor can they take care of the land.
But I cannot take care of the land either, father. I want to live in the village like my brother Frederick.
Blasphemy! Your brother is dead. You are forbidden to speak of him.
No, father. Frederick is alive. It is you who is dead. Dead inside. You cannot see the world around you. You only think of the land.
Your brother, he lives in the village now. There he plans to move to the city. There, he will listen to ragtime records on the gramophone and pursue loose women without any thought of marriage. He has brought shame upon his family. Do you too intend to bring shame upon this household?
No, father. I just want to enjoy myself in the meadow.
My son, life is not for enjoyment. Life is for work and sacrifice and continuing on the family name. I would not let your brother Henry play with you and the other children because he was to learn the same lesson you are learning now. He was too old to play in the meadow, and so are you. You're 8 years old. In a few years, it'll be time for you to seek a wife. And in a few years after that, you're going to have children of your own.
But I do not want to have children, father. I just want to have fun.
William, you are a man now, but still a young man. There's much yet left for you to learn. Now, off to the fields with you, or you'll face a whipping. And after that, you can help your brother Gustav weed the vegetable garden. And after that, you can help Wilhelmina milk the goats.
But father...
Not another word from you. See, the sun is nearly risen. You wasted half the morning with this idle chit-chat. Off to the fields. Go on. Vamos. My God, that's the biggest 8-year-old I have ever seen.
Howard,
Doesn't mean I don't mind others destroying my property. Clean that up, please.
You're lucky I haven't left you. You're such an insensitive jerk.
Why haven't you left? It seems to me you're the one with the problem, always hanging around with a dude who shows you little affection and takes even less interest in the things you enjoy.
Maybe I will. How would you like it if I really walked out this time?
Made no difference to me whatsoever. When I told you I was beyond attachment, I meant it.
Oh, every time I'm trying to leave, you just sit there, not doing a thing to try to stop me. Why can't you show some kind of human emotion for once?
Alright, would you rather I embarrassed myself, made a big scene, crying, getting down on my knees and begging you to stay? One of those pathetic motherfuckers who beat up so they can show them how much they love them?
Did you ever hit a woman?
The circumstances call for it, yes.
You sexless pig!
There was nothing sexist about that at all. I am not a very large nor a very strong man. I would not be afraid to hit back or first if my well-being was threatened. I mean, that's actually a pretty progressive idea to believe that a woman is capable of menacing a man.
You are so messed up.
Pretty difficult thing to wrap my mind around.
Progressive? Claudia, you're talking about hitting a woman.
I'm talking about treating a woman the same as a man, as an equal, not as a docile, fragile little creature set apart from the male population. If you want to be treated as an equal, you're going to have to accept the consequences.
Like what we were talking about. You always change the subject when I'm trying to talk about important things. It's impossible to have any sort of communication with you. Heaven knows you always have to be right.
Now, who's the hypocrite? Heaven knows you always have to be right. You told me that a monotheistic God was the product of a male-dominator skewed view of existence. In those exact words have I...
You're such a self-righteous dolt, you know that?
I'm not self-righteous, I just point out inconsistencies. You said you value the truth, and I'm keeping that. And you know what? You say you value reason, and for someone saying you want consistency, you've made quite a few errors in your own logic throughout tonight's argument, and really in all these little stats we have for that matter.
You are so vindictive.
I am not vindictive. You said you wanted absolute truth in this relationship. I am keeping that. If you recall, I have concealed nothing from you. I have made no false statements to you. I have not tried to cover up any potentially offensive points of view that keep a deceptively pleasant state of affairs going on here. You know what? This is what you said you wanted out of this relationship. And if you're not satisfied with what the result is, man, I won't be bothered if you want to, take off at any time. It's an entirely new experience for you, isn't it? Joan, when we first met, I told you I didn't believe in love. You remember that?
Yes. I told you that I felt the same, that love was just invented by male dominators to manipulate and control women's emotions.
I also told you that if there's one thing I want out of this life, it's to be free. And you know what? I am free. I'm not bound by possessions, nor by emotions, nor by the morality or false beliefs of those who would try and control me. Being free is the only thing I aspire to, and I feel like I'm close to hitting that.
And I'm just another barrier to your freedom. Is that it?
Listen, didn't you tell me when we first met that you too wanted to be free? When we first got this thing together, I saw in you a spark I've only seen a small handful of other people, of other women for that matter. Something about you was different. I can see that much, but I think you've been living in their world so long that some of their illusions have caught hold of your mind. You want to be free. I know you do. You're so attached. I want to help you break that bond.
By being a complete jerk. Thanks, oh wise man, your teachings are not lost on your ignorant people.
Live here.
And again, you always have to have the last word.
Joan, this is not about proving a point. Recall, pretty big risk both to you and to me. You know, I saw this relationship as a potential threat to my life, to my work, and as a pretty big contradiction to my beliefs.
And why did you decide to stay with me?
I recognize a man has certain emotional and physical needs that can't be only satisfied without some sort of partner. You said you were all right with that. You know, we agreed that we wouldn't become a couple with a possessive bourgeois sense, but just to take care of these mutual needs for each other. You know, to not get attached so that neither one of us can dominate the other. And I think I've held up my end of that pretty well, but you, on the other hand,
All right, Howard. All right. I'm too weak for you. Is that it?
woman, we still wouldn't be having these conversations if I thought you were too weak. I hold you to the same standards that I hold myself to, nothing more than that. I think you've done pretty well under these circumstances. There's one small thing.
And what's that?
When you said you didn't believe in love, I don't think you were lying to me. I think you're too good for that, but I don't think you believe that anymore.
Well, you know.
Don't you interrupt me. I've been in this relationship the same as you have. I've seen all these fights we've had. I've seen how these things end, and I know that you would be long gone by now if you didn't have some kind of idealistic, sentimental belief in love rattling around that brain of yours. But it's all right, I guess. I can't say that I'm all that different from you in that respect.
Do you mean?
You know, I love you. I realize how dedicated I have to be to something like this to violate my principles in this way.
Howard, I love you.
Why don't you clean that mess up over? See if my stuff's got in the mail. After that, we can have a bit of dinner. What do you say?
That would be nice.
Good. Please don't think I'm doing this just to torture you, you know? I hold you to what I hold myself to. If you feel that you just can't take it, I won't be offended if you want to leave. But if you're going to stay, I need to know one thing. You want to be free? Absolutely, radically free?
Yes, I do.
Be forewarned then, the path to freedom is long and very difficult to keep. This won't be the last time something like this happens between us. You know, life's going to be very, very hard for a long time. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
Clear that up and I'll get some food.
Spare change?
Get a job, you filthy bum.
Now, John, it's not like we can't afford it. All right, then. We were given a job to fix this economy crisis business, so let's make like hacks and get cracking.
Never thought I'd say this, but damn it, Peter, you're right.
Well, then, where should we begin?
With drinks?
Well, I've never been one that turned down a free drink. Oh, that smarts. Whoa.
You're goddamn right it does. That's top shelf grain alcohol. Nothing but the best when you're with Johnny D, Rom.
Well, anyway, we have a topic at hand, so
Damn it, Peter, don't you ever take a moment to slow down and smell that God-given American air? about politics. How's the family?
Well, they're okay, but we ought to get back to
We
work.
just had a little girl, am I right? What's her name? Marjorie? Susan?
Henrietta.
Idiot. I'm sorry to hear that.
No, that's his actual name.
They must have small talk, Peter. You got a job to do. This economy isn't going to save itself.
All right, where should we begin?
Tax cuts for the wealthy.
No, no, no! That's what got us in this mess last time, remember? We need something new. I got it. We need to raise taxes on the rich so everybody gets a fair share.
Damn it. Last time I checked, I wasn't living in communist China. This is America. I earned that money and shouldn't have to give it up to some hippie liberal too lazy to get a job like the rest of us.
Wait a second. You know as well as I do, you are where you are right now because you're dead.
What do you know? You're not even from this country.
We've been through this 1,000 times.
Show me the birth certificate.
Show me your taxes.
Show me what you've done in the last 4 years.
Okay, I killed the country's #1 terrorist. Now let's not forget to return on the show called Arrested Development.
Can you throw that in my face again?
Wait a second. We were given a job to fix this economy, and damn it, that's what we're going to do. The people need us. So let's get back to work.
I don't think you can help the people down there. The country needs someone that can at least hold their liquor.
Hello, kind sir. May I inquire as to where to get some good grub?
Well, it's not the finest place in the world, but the dumps behind the roof here can't really sell popcorn.
I see.
And behind the bowl now, check the pizza boxes. That's where the best cheese is. You can make a great cheese sandwich out of that.
Well, thank you kindly, my good man. I suppose I shall pursue those stops then. Have a nice night.
Hold up. You'll need something to wash that delicacy down there.
And where would one partake with such vivations?
Right here, of course. Take a seat. We'll drink the night away like good old days.
Well, that's mighty kind of you. I could use a drink.
You like jokes?
Who doesn't?
Why'd the lettuce blush?
I don't know why.
Because he saw the salad dressing.
That's funny. I like that.
I'm gonna say it. I'm too condescending. What's the worst part about two rich people getting hit by a car?
Hey, I'm not a big fan of jokes like that.
They're my friends.
I see what you did there. You're funny. You know that?
Thanks. Out here, you have to have a good sense of humor if you want to survive.
Hey, I've been traversing these cold streets since before I could walk. I know how to survive.
Well, I'm sure you'll do just fine. So tell me some jokes.
I don't really know any jokes. I don't tell them very much.
Well, you better learn and do it quick. People won't help you if you can't write it in.
Okay, have you heard about the movie Constipation? Well, that's because it hasn't come out yet. Next. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Two.
To who?
Not two. Who?
Clever. So you like knock-knock jokes.
I suppose.
Ask me knock-knock.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Damn you!
Every time. You're gonna do just fine. What's your name?
I'm Norma.
Norm, nice to meet you. My name's Eric.
Well, the pleasure's all mine, but what is it exactly that we do around here? Just trade jokes and beg for spare change?
Don't knock it. Jokes are all man needs in life. People complicate everything by wanting more and more. But you know what? It all gets taken away eventually.
Except jokes, I suppose.
You're damn right.
You're quite an interesting fellow, I'll tell you that.
Well, I'm not that interesting. I'm just like everybody else. You're weird as hell.
Oh, how? Look how sad my life is. Give me money of you. Don't you see that if you give money to the wealthy, they can distribute it to me? I mean everyone.
Sounds like a typical ignorant, let's try nothing new conservative scumbag. The people need us. We are given a job, so we need to do it.
am for the weekend. You're right again. I should have known better. You're gonna need my help if you're gonna get through this thing.
Wait a second, I didn't say that. I can get this job done in 2 minutes.
I know. That's what your wife says about you.
There is no reason for this to get the job. I mean ugly.
Well, your political platform is so stupid that it asks for a price check at the Doubters.
Your speeches are so fictional that J.K. Rowling wants to publish them.
That joke was about as funny as a screen door on a battleship.
Was that a Back to the Future reference, or are you just that dumb?
Your face is dumb.
Your face is dumb.
That's it. Let's settle this like adults with a drinking competition.
All right, bring it on. I ain't scared. Bring it on.
Oh, it's on, old man. If I win, we use my plan.
So what you're saying is we're going to use my plan.
Yeah. Just keep laughing. It won't be so funny when I'm knee-deep in task cuts.
Well, I like to agree, but then I'd be wrong.
Whatever, nerd.
Doofus?
Sissy?
Nimrod?
Prick?
All right, so you think you're always right with your red tie.
Yeah. And you clap.
And you does it.
And you shake. And you touch it.
Hey, John!
Can you feel your face?
That's a fantastic question.
Cheeks stay down.
Damn it, Peter. You're alright in my book. You know that?
John, I think I love you. I love you, John.
You love a man.
Oh, I am so drunk. I need to go.
What about the economy?
Oh, we'll get to it later.
Groovy.
Oh, you got your hat?
Got it.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll see you next Tuesday.
Okay.
Don't apologize for being patriotic.
You got it. I'm just gonna sleep here for a bit.
Okay, I got what's orange and sounds like a parrot? A parrot.
What's brown and sticky?
I don't know, what?
Stick.
Why do penguins walk softly?
Why?
Because they can't walk hardly.
A friend of mine died recently after drinking varnish.
I'm sorry.
It was a terrible end, but a great finish.
You're killing me, really. But anyway, I mean, what's your story? I mean, you seem like a smart enough guy. You should have a nice job and a nice house somewhere.
Oh, it's a long story. Perhaps another time. I don't like to dwell on the past.
But
There's nothing in the past that can help me here. My life is in the present. As long as I got a hat full of change and a head full of jokes, I'll be just fine.
I like that. Hey, what'd the perverted frog say?
What?
Rub it.
A dog with no legs. It doesn't matter. He's not going to come anyways.
Okay. A baby seal walks into a club.
That was bad.
You know, like how baby seals get clubbed to death.
That's not funny. You think killing baby seals is funny? Those are innocent creatures.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I saw you in a moment. You know,
That's disgusting. You sicken me.
I'm sorry. Really, I don't know.
I'm just messing with you. You need to loosen up. There's one thing you can learn from me, is that you don't need to take the world so serious. Hey, you know what my favorite secret is?
What?
Dress like a slut.
Robbie, do you ever think that there's more that we could be doing?
What do you mean?
I mean, we should be trying to better the world and help people. Instead of we're telling jokes and begging people for money, I mean, I don't know, it just seems kind of empty.
Well, we could use our government authority to bring cessation to dichotomous partnership, subsequently imposing a deontological, philosophical, political system that concentrates moral deliberation and ethical acting.
Well, that's the funniest thing you've said all night. But I suppose you're right. I bet out somewhere, two guys a lot smarter than us are trying to fix the world. But hey, look at the time. I've got to make like a tree and leaf. But it was nice talking to you.
Good night.
Have a nice night.
Hey, Nora.
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting a cow.
Interrupting us.
Boo.
Oh.
talked about
kids and careers, and eventually the subject of turning 18 came up, and she said I'd have to offer Ziva a sacrifice, otherwise his wrath would be brought upon us all. Is this some kind of sick joke?
Not really. Daughters of Ziva must have a sacrifice, or else we're all gonna die painfully.
This sucks! Jenny, please, think about the rest of us. The entire world will bear the wrath of Ziva if she isn't appeased by a blood sacrifice.
So, let me get this straight. You want a child, you have the child, and now you have to sacrifice me? This blows!
Don't take it so badly, dear. You're doing a very beautiful thing. Offer yourself up, so that the rest of us can live.
Yes, it is a very noble act.
But I wasn't given any choice in this at all. You can't just expect me to go along with this because you guys made the mistake of getting pregnant through a fertility cult. It's not my fault.
No, don't get the wrong message here. You see, Ziva's not just a blessed giver of life, a mother goddess in essence. She's also a vengeful destroyer of worlds and fearsome reaper of souls.
I thought you said Ziva was a god, a male god.
She transcends gender, dear. She's beyond form.
Do you want your parents to die? Do you want our crops to fail?
We don't have any crops yet.
Or make rivers leave their banks to cause great shifts in the earth's crust?
Fire will rain from the sky, and unbearable pain and suffering will be brought upon all mankind.
Don't you see, you have to do this, not just for us, but for the whole human race.
Why does it have to be me? Why can't you sacrifice Catherine? Oh, believe me, if we could.
What?
I got pregnant through a fertility cult from before I was born, and now they're saying I have to be sacrificed or else we're all going to die painfully?
Cool. Can I have your car?
You jerk!
Maybe using it anyway. Girls, settle down. This is serious business.
Yeah, listen to your mother. It doesn't matter how we got into this situation or this flame. The fact of the matter is, the daughters of Ziva must have blood sacrificed by midnight, or else the entire earth will go into an era of darkness and desolation.
Why do you even believe this crap? Just because a bunch of women dance naked in the fields make you drink some weird liquid doesn't mean you owe them my soul. Even if they do try to kill you, can't you call the cops or something?
She does have a point.
Finally, am I the only sensible person in this family?
What about Ziva?
Because as this dad, it's just some stupid Aztec deity that those women worship.
I'll get it. Is this the Hammond residence? Yes. Who are you? I'm Ziva, Eternal Mother Goddess and Fear Bringer of Destruction. I hear someone has a birthday today.
This is ridiculous. Are you from that dumb cult?
Ridiculous? Come on, I don't think I've made myself clear. I am a god!
Okay. I really don't care what kind of tricks you can do with your voice, what kind of ancient being you pretend to be. I'm not giving myself up for sacrifice.
Do you understand, my dear, that I trust your to you and everyone you love?
Listen, Ziva, I've had it with this death and destruction crap. I've spent my entire life living up to my parents' expectations. I've been in my room all the time studying. I haven't gone out with boys, I haven't gone out with my friends or had any fun in my life. And now I find out that they accidentally promised me as a blood sacrifice to some demon from before civilization. I don't think so.
For your information, I am not a demon. I am the source from which all life flows, and I put you in this work to remind you that my sacrifice is due.
Whatever, I'm so sick of all this.
Sick of all this? You want to know how I feel? Imagine this. Let me tell you something. The only reason this world exists is because I exist. Think of me as a pregnant woman with the world in her uterus instead of a baby. If I don't eat, that baby can't survive. And unfortunately, the only way I obtain nourishment is through the blood of sacrificed human beings. I didn't make things this way. If I ever receive a very small number of human blood offerings regularly, your entire ecosystem is cast out of balance. Don't you get it? I do this for your benefit, not mine.
So the only reason you exist is to keep the rest of us alive?
Yes, and there are a whole host of others, each like me, dedicated to their own planet.
They all require these blood sacrifices as well.
Great stuff.
This sucks.
If it makes you feel any better, death itself is not the end. The energy that is concentrated in you eventually finds its way back into existence, albeit not in the same bundle of perceptions and stored information that you call you.
I just want to live now, as me, as Jenny. I don't care about being reincarnated. I'm going to live this life as it is.
Oh, stop complaining, Jen. You're being stupid.
Stay out of this.
Matt?
Yeah.
I don't get why you don't just sacrifice her instead. After all, I'm the good daughter, and she's given you nothing but trouble for her entire life.
Actually, I can accept substitutions.
We couldn't choose one of our children over the other.
I think we could.
Well, I don't know, Jerry. I mean, what would we tell the neighbors?
I have powers, Jim. I can alter the past, change memories, make it as if someone had never existed.
Well,
Death is not forever. She will continue on her path, albeit in hell.
Please, Mom.
well, I hate to say this, but if we had to lose one of you,
Let's just get it over with, Patricia. You know how much those damn speeding tickets are costing us?
Jerry, I think we need to go about this calmly and rationally. You can have it, Catherine.
Splendid.
Yes, you guys are the best parents ever. Thank you.
Please have her taken care of by midnight.
Will do. It's our pleasure. Existence is a wheel, right?
Best of spirit.
Hope you two learned your lesson.
It's right. Never get involved with pagan fertility cults.
If you have a teenage daughter giving you trouble, you can always sacrifice her to a pagan fertility goddess and get away scot-free.
Oh, hey, Dad. What's that knife for? Hey, stop it! Hey, no!
So, who are we seeing today?
Let's see. March 23rd, 1942. Ah, here it is. It's Ralph. And his mustache.
Never been here before. It's, nice.
Ralph, sit down. I'm gonna be frank with you. It's about mustache.
Well, that's a weird way to say promotion.
It's about the mustache, Ralph.
What, now you want one too? Make your head look less fat.
Have you heard anything about the world currently in 1942?
Can't say I keep track. Not much of a news guy. Oh yeah, this is that, what's his face, trying to rock the Ralph? It's like mocap or something?
I don't know.
No one's calling it the Ralph.
They're calling it the Hitler.
I don't know why. My name is Ralph.
This comes from a place of concern. You're gonna want to shave that off.
Yeah.
Hey, I was wearing this before anyone, so...
Yeah, no one's wearing that except for you. And Hitler.
Hardy, Laurel and Hardy,
It's a joke, Ralph.
Chaplin.
Clowns, Ralph. Your facial hair puts you in a category of clowns. And Hitler.
So it's getting some bad press because this jerk. I mean, that'll blow over, right?
Never.
Never.
Ever.
Ever.
Well, just... Is it getting hot in here?
Yeah, you're not doing yourself any favors with that haircut either.
You know what? You have to get rid of it. All of it. The whole thing.
Or what? You're gonna fire me if I don't cut my hair? I mean, what is this? Some kind of fascist regime? I need this job. I got 9 kids at home. 9. 9, 9, 9.
I hate to say this, but you know who you sound like, right?
You ever think about calling him down here, Mom? You ever think about bringing him down here, asking him to cut his hair? You ever have that idea? Seriously asking.
I think I should call him down to this office, and when he gets here, ask him to shave for Ralph.
I guess.
Not gonna happen, Ralph.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot, Ralph.
It's not fair. We're just 2 dudes with sick, awesome stashes, and now I have to fundamentally change my appearance because this guy, like, what, stole a bike or something? What's his deal anyway? Right. Well, I mean, who hasn't? Oh, you mean like literally? thank you for the cast. Since she's out here, Sarah May Bauer, she's really the heart of this organization. Without her, it wouldn't have happened, so. Somewhere out there is Samantha Cameron. She also directed it, so. Thank you to Lauren Thatcher and everyone else that has helped. We're going to be out in the hall very soon if anyone wants to tell us their thoughts on the play or meet us in general. So, thank you again.